In this particular video, I will discuss the functions in Python. So what is a function? Is a group of statement that is executed when it is called from some point of the program. So it is a group of the statements like S1, S2 and S3. These are the group of the statements, and the name, suppose say I say call me is the name of the function. So whenever I'm going to say call me, this function will be executed. Call me, this particular function will be executed. So here it is the group of statements, which are performing some specific task. They are performing some specific task, maybe adding the numbers, or it is like finding the average of the numbers. Okay. So what are the different type of functions? We have a built-in functions, modules, and user-defined functions. So what are built-in functions that are already available in Python? We don't have to define this. What are modules? Which are the group of files, a group of functions that are located in some particular file. User-defined functions, that the user is going to define his own functions, that are called as the user-defined functions. So these are the predefined functions in Python and are used as and when there is a need, simply by calling them. So whenever you want, you can call these functions. So whenever you're going to call this particular function, automatically these are available. You need to define them and use it as it is. So modules is a container of functions, variable, constant, class in a separate file which can be reused. So we have a some file here .py. So under this we have different functions, classes. Okay. So we just import this module and then we can use the functions. Okay. So import statement from the statement. So first is like importing the statement, or from the statement you want to import something, that can be done. Okay. So here we say import math. So what are the functions that are available in the math? We have POW, square root, factorial. Okay. So all these are available that we can use it after importing the math module. So one more thing is like from random module, you want to import this random int. So that is only one function you want to import. Then also it is possible random. So that will generate the random numbers with some range that is given, like 1 to 100. I want to generate the random numbers, so that can be done by using this particular randint module. Okay. So one more thing is like user-defined functions. So what is user-defined functions? We have a definition, the name of the function, and the list of the parameters. So what is the def here? Is a keyword definition. Def stands for the definition, the function name, and the list of the parameters. So what are the list of the parameters? That is what, and these are nothing but the statements. Okay. A function is a set of statements that perform the specific task. So def is a use keyword that is used to define the function, the name of the function, followed by the list of the parameters, and these are the statements here. So def sum difference. So this simple example has been given here. What is the def here? It's a definition. What is the name of the function, sum difference, and what are the parameters x comma y? So we are going to add x comma y. We are finding the difference x comma y. What it is going to return? Addition and the difference. So we are going to return the addition of the two numbers and difference of the two numbers here. So here it is, we are passing 993 here. So whenever 993 is passed, this function is going to call. So it is going to add 993. So it becomes sum and the difference. So here it is going to print 12 and here it is going to print the 6. So what are parameters and arguments in the function? So here we have these are called as the formal parameters. Parameters are the values which are provided at the time of the function definition. So these are called as the formal parameters. And at the time of calling the functions, what arguments we are going to pass? So these are called as actual arguments. Okay. So 9 and 3 are the actual arguments here. So Python supports the following arguments. So positional arguments, default arguments, keyword arguments, and the variable length arguments. So let me understand positional arguments. So positional arguments are the arguments that are passed when you are going to call the functions, and there is a ordering is important here. So for positional arguments, the ordering is important. So first we have to pass the value of a, then only the value of the b. We cannot interchange b and a. So here the answer is -100 and here it is 50. So the correct order is important in case of positional arguments. The actual values we are going to pass. What are the default arguments? Whenever any argument is not given, that argument will be assigned some default values. So these are called as default arguments. So here the first case, this is the valid. Vinay is passed. Okay, the Vinay is passed. And here the Mohan is not going to be considered because you are giving some arguments here. We are giving some arguments. Therefore, the Mohan is not taken into consideration. The first output will be Vinay, and here we are not passing anything. The default value will be what? Mohan. So the default value will be Mohan. Okay. What about the keyword arguments? So here the name is equal to Mohan, message is equal to hi. So now we are making use of the name as well as the argument. Name as well as the argument. So these are the formal parameters, name, the argument, actual argument. Formal parameter, actual argument. So this is how we are going to combine both the things. So here the ordering is not important. Here you can interchange. Okay, ordering is not important. So we are going to pass the name and the values here. We are going to pass the name and values. Here the first is like I am passing the message and then I am passing the name. So that order is interchanged. So we can get the same output. Okay. The output is not changed. So what about variable length? When we don't pass the exact number of arguments, sometimes we pass only one, sometimes we pass only two, or sometimes we pass only three. Then they are called as a variable length argument. So what are how we are going to indicate the variable length? By the star symbol. We are making use of the star symbol. Define some star n. So the first case we are not going to pass any arguments. So the output will be 0. The first case, the sum value will be 0. The second we are passing only 10. So 10 is there. What about the third? Now we are going to pass 4 values: 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So it is going to print the 100. So the sum is nothing but the 100. So variable length arguments where we are not defining actual values means the number will change. Sometimes one won't pass anything. Sometimes only one value is passed. Sometimes 4 values are passed. Okay. So passing array a list to the function. So we are going to pass some list here. What is this thing? So we are going to take some input. Okay. So total how many members we want? We want 5 members. Then we enter all the 5 members here. Okay. So what this function is going to do? We are going to call this particular list here, and it is going to calculate the sum of all these members, and it will return the average of the numbers here. So we can pass the list to the functions. What are the different type of scope of variables? So we have a global scopes that can be accessed throughout the program, and here local means it is restricted to some block. We can access only within the block here, restricted to some block. Okay. So these are called as a local variable. So here we can see that m is nothing but a global variable, means it can be accessed here also inside the local. We can access the global to inside the local. Okay, but this is nothing but the local variables that are restricted to only this particular block. Okay. So these are called as the global variables, and this is called as the local variables. So this is what I have discussed in this particular video. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.